morning, my faithful Lawyer YouTube subscribers. Today is Friday, March 19th. The year is 2021. We're still in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. COVID-19 is on a retreat in some states. They say it might be making them schedule return visits one more time. Surge number 3. As we know, several European companies have locked down over the past few days. I believe Italy are one of those countries locked down for a whole month. So we might be heading that direction with the new variants, as everybody wants to stop wearing their masks, stop social distancing, and open back up states like the governor of Texas did. The governor of Texas opened up all the states over to his state, and said you didn't have to wear a mask, and you don't have to social distance, and everything can open 100%. Of course, some business leaders in Texas jumped Johnny on the spot and took all their social distancing signs down and opened up for business. And then some businesses like major banks and retail stores said, oh, wait a minute, no, we're going to continue. You have to wear a mask. If you come here, you have to social distance. Now, for those of you who follow me, I went and got my vaccine this past Tuesday. I made the appointment on Monday. Monday after midnight, I was online looking. In search of an appointment, popped up for Tuesday at 3 p.m. I went and got that appointment. I took it and signed up for it. And the next day at 3 o'clock, I was there actually at about 2:15. Got there early. I grabbed my vaccine and took off back to the real world. Now, some people have been asking, well, what type of side effects are you having? This blanket's sitting on my nerves. What kind of side effects are you having with the vaccine? Well, at the injection site, I guess I was a little bit sore. Not long they hit a lot of meat there, so it wasn't that damn bad. But it was a little sore. But I'm giving myself shots all the time, so it was not as, it was just normal thing. However, I did notice one side effect that I thought was very interesting. I've been farting up a storm over here. I said, ooh, what in the hell is going on? Everywhere I go, it's like, okay, what did I eat? Since I've had this shot, I must have farted 10,000 times. I am not kidding. I don't know if flatulence is part of the side effect or not. I've been trying to Google it and see. I need to call the CDC and say, shit, I've been farting up a storm over here. Was that normal after taking the vaccine? That's right. After you take the vaccine, you might want to avoid being around people. They're going to be looking at you like you smell a skunk. Yeah, no kidding. After I took that shot, I noticed the day after, maybe later, the next day, I just been farting. It's like, okay, what is going on here? And I haven't really eaten anything that would make anything different than I have been eating. I mean, I guess it's my body getting used to that damn, what they said, the shot's supposed to have some type of, what they said that shot had, it's supposed to have all this magical stuff in it, I guess. I don't know, but it's sure making me fart in it. So, with that said, if you do take the vaccine, it might be a good time to do a little bit, continue the social distance while you're farting up a storm. I'm dead serious. These farts ain't been normal farts either. It's been like explosive. Like, oh shit, what the fuck happened? What was that? Man, you look around and anybody hear you, so, okay, let me leave this side of the gym and go to the other side of the gym. Yep. I was moving all over the gym yesterday. They probably was like, people in that gym were like, what the fuck was going on around this damn gym? That was my ass tiptoeing around there, dropping bombs all over. Ooh, let me go to the other side of the gym over here. Let me sneak over there, grab my gym bag up and run over here. Yeah, and I woke up this morning, thought, okay, everything's back to normal. I was laying in bed. Ooh, I was just shit. Ah, damn it, that damn vaccine and got my ass again. I hope this is just a temporary side effect and not a permanent one, just a minor. But in the scheme of things, if all that vaccine, if that's what all y'all scared about is a few days of farting out of control, yeah, shit, that ain't nothing. That's just a minor side effect. I'm willing to take my chance. It's worth taking a chance. Just remember, them farts ain't your normal farts. You know, you have them little sneaky farts you have, and you can kind of look around and say, anybody heard it? Anybody say, these are them supposed to rattle your ass up that damn chair. You literally lift up with them damn farts. I said, yeah, I'm driving that BMW truck down the street. I thought somebody was like, did he hit a speed bump over there or something? No, I didn't hit a speed bump. The speed bump hit my ass, y'all. Well, yeah, that truck was all over the road. I said, oh shit. Lord, I had to pull over. Scared the shit out of my ass. What the fuck is going on around here? It's that vaccine. And that 5G technology. So whenever you pass by them 5G wires, it kind of messes with the vaccine, and the vaccine causes your body to maybe that's how they track you by your fart, it's a fart metric. So as you pass the 5G wires, damn, you motherfuckers got my ass again. Be careful. So if you plan on going to any type of special events, any weddings, special dates, let's say you met your little internet data during the pandemic, now y'all ain't both got y'all vaccines, y'all ready to meet. That may not be a good idea, because you might, that ain't look at you, he exploded. You say, oh shit, he got it too. Keep your distance until that subsides. It's starting to, I'm dead ass serious, it's starting to subside a little bit. And see if we can get this video of me lifting off this chair like a space rocket. So, anyway, I've been having these conversations with some friends of mine. I grew up in a household that I thought was normal as a kid. My mother was there, my father was there, my grandmother was there, my uncles and aunts was there, I had cousins there. It was a lot of folks in and out of our household. In Gary, Indiana, I had cousins in Gary, cousins in Michigan. We all hung out together. We spent the night at each other's house. We spent the summer at my grandmother's house. And I'm finding that a lot of people didn't grow up in these type of environments. We had Thanksgiving, Christmas, big family dinners, big family 4th of July cookouts and stuff. And what I find is that a lot of my friends, unfortunately, grew up in a household where it was just them and their mom. And they didn't have a lot of family members, or they were the only child. There was 7 of us living in I don't know how we lived in a little house in Gary, Indiana. But I love the way I grew up. With my brothers and my sisters, and my mother and my father, and my grandma coming to visit. And I don't even remember where grandma stayed when she came to visit, but she came to visit frequently. She stayed in that house with us. Where did she sleep at? I don't even remember. My grandmother was there. Had an uncle who stayed there occasionally, a couple uncles. But I talked to a lot of these guys who are very angry with their fathers who were not present in their lives. They just were not there. My father was there every day. Until my mother and father got divorced and he moved to Mississippi, and we went on traveling across from Michigan to Cincinnati and Atlanta. And then I would see my father driving back and forth. I would go over to Alabama to Mississippi to visit him occasionally. So anyway, a lot of my friends didn't grow up in that type of environment. And it was just their mom struggling. And they've had all this resentment and hatred towards their father, who many of them don't know, and he wasn't involved in their lives. And so I've tried to explain this to these guys, and they get angry with me. But I firmly believe some of these women made some very bad decisions about who they had children with. If a woman is going to have children by men, I strongly suggest that she only have children by a man who's fully committed to her and that child. This cannot be that hard. If that man is not committed to taking care of her and that baby, and I mean committed as in they got married, they're in the same household, he's working and has an income to take care of this child and her, it may not be such a good idea to have that baby. When my mother got married and started having 7 children back in the 60s, I was born in 1970, 51 years ago, almost 51 years ago. So, my father was there, working, bringing a paycheck home, giving it to my mother. They had a home together. They had a house, had a family that they were creating. Just because this man, a woman is laying up with this man, that doesn't mean that he's committed to you. Now, you got all these angry men running around here, pissed, and they are pissed. Some of them a lot younger than me. They mad at the whole wide world because how they grew up in poverty, how despair, how they watched their mom struggle, and then the utilities got to. I've heard it all. I just sit and listen because they're telling me their story. The utilities being turned off, not having enough food in the refrigerator, the struggles they went through because their mother was a single mother back in the time where times were tough. They ain't got no better for single mothers. It's still tough, but they don't fault her. They don't question their mother like, how did you meet my father? How did all this come to be? When I asked them, do you ever discuss with your mom the decision she made to lay down with this man who was not fully committed, because obviously he wasn't there? If he was not interested in marrying her, or what type of relationship did they have? I would suggest, I'm trying to get them to this, for their own benefit, find out what was going on. Instead of being mad at him for the rest of your damn life. You 20, 30 years of age. I get it. And I'm not saying get over it. Like some people say, get over it. I know that's not possible. You remember stuff. But the thing that concerns me, you grew up in that environment. Your father wasn't there. You saw how your mom struggled to raise you or other children that were present. But then you go do the same damn shit that your daddy did. You doing the same shit. You got kids. You mad at him, but you know what it was like to grow up in that environment. But you have not made an effort to correct the situation make sure it doesn't happen between you and your children. Excuse me. Let me see if I'm going to take off. Okay, I'm fine. But how could you continue to have this? What did you learn from that experience? You doing the same thing to your own kids. And you say that nigga wasn't shit, he wasn't there. But you ain't shit either because you ain't there for your own children you had. And I've had some heated arguments about these guys, but people get upset. Sometimes people don't want to hold a mirror up to them and say, you nigga, look at what you doing. Because you're doing the same shit your daddy did. No, I'm there. I support my kids. Well, how are you supporting them? Paying child support payments of support? Are you involved in their lives? Are you over there feeding these children? Do you know what they're eating? Do you know how they feel the utilities? Are you present and involved in your children's lives? No, you're not. You're doing the same shit that you mad at your daddy about. But you think you're doing you got one step up because you actually paying child support or you sending some money. That's not raising a child. And that's why you sitting here angry. Because your father wasn't involved at all. He was gone. But you're doing the same shit. You're doing the exact same shit. You're doing the same shit your daddy did. The state should not have to supervise you paying for your children. You should be adequate. Why don't you take custody of your own children? I got a lot of friends who've done that. Take custody of your own kids. Why not? Why not take custody of your own children and be involved in their lives? You say the woman that you've had the children by, you complaining about her and what she's doing. I don't know her. I've never met her. I'm on one side of the story. But if you don't like the way your child's being raised, why don't you just take custody of your own child and take care of them? Yeah, I won't do that. Why'd you have these kids? You knew the environment that you grew up in. Your daddy was not involved. Y'all struggled. There was a lot of stuff that you would like your father had been there for, sports, activities, whatever. I get it. But you turn around and you have children by another woman, multiple women. And you're doing the same shit your own father did. But you mad at him. Are you mad at yourself for what you're doing to your own kids? So we keep having these heated arguments, and I say I'm not going to keep arguing about this stuff. Because common sense got to kick in at some point. You don't like the way you were raised, your father vanished and was not adequately involved in your life. And you turn around and have children, and you drop off the child support payments from 10,000 miles away, where they snatch out your bank account because you ain't taking the money down there. You weren't married to this woman. You did the same shit your daddy did. And this woman allowed it. She allowed it. So I have questions for her too. Did she grow up in this environment? I don't know. I know this video may not. A lot of y'all are. A lot of this 2021. We know people are having children. Seeing a lot of single parents, raising children alone. This seems to be quite common in the black community. Nothing I would want to do. Some people have made it a point that that's what they wish to do. That they don't want to get married. That they don't want. This is bizarre to me. You have children by this individual, but you won't marry them. But you'll gladly have children by these men, but you don't want to marry them. Or they don't want to marry you. Or whatever the situation might be. But these kids are here, suffering in the midst of all this shit. And I keep asking them, you remember, you've told me the stories about how you grew up. The struggles with clothing and housing, heating, and food. Having to wear the same shoes. Have you taken your children's clothing shopping? Have you took them to the mall and got them shoes? Have you? No. You're doing the same shit your daddy did. Now, I remember my father taking us to the mall, me and my brother in particular, to Sears to buy some clothes. I really like my mother took us to the store because then we could choose some better things. Daddy was like, here, he take this. We like, what is this mess? We don't want to wear this. Daddy wasn't the most stylish, you know. In some ways, I'm kind of like my dad because I really don't have a wardrobe of clothes up there. Y'all. I don't. I really do need to spend some money on some decent clothes around here. I can't walk around like this all the damn time. I got a few things here and there. I'm 51 years of age. I really don't, but my weight has been up and down over the years. It's fluctuated, and sometimes I go to pick up a pair of pants, slacks, and can't fit them out. Shit, this shit don't even fit no more. Either too big or too small. So, but I've never ever had clothing. Really didn't mean nothing for me. I just didn't grow up in these expensive clothes and shoes and all that shit. We wore clothes from JCPenney's and Sears. And JCPenney's was a step up, but Mama took us to Penny's. You got to whipped out her JCPenney card. We was like, oh, thank God, we gonna get some nice stuff this time. JCPenney's. We didn't have no Levi's, and I wanted Levi's so bad. I didn't start getting that type of stuff until I was in high school working 2 jobs. I was working 2 jobs in high school, you better believe that. And then I could afford to buy the stuff I wanted after I had to pay Mama some rent money. She didn't took out a check for rent money. That first check you get, and you don't get the money. She signed a check, you ain't got a bank account, you sign it back in the check, you're all happy and everything. And you realize you just sent that money into a black hole, you ain't getting it. What happened to our money? I'm going to go pay bills. So, anyway, but we had paper. We used to by that time. We had paper routes and everything else that Mama would give them. It was always my mother was a hustler. But anyway, it's sad to me that these guys they're doing the same shit. Wait a minute, one of my friends got very angry with me last time because we were having this conversation. He hung up the phone with me. He called me back. We got into it again. He hung up. But I said, listen, I'm not. You don't know. You don't know what's going on between me and my kids. I said, listen. Do you take your children to the mall? Have you picked them up? Took them to the mall and took them shopping for clothes? Have you driven them to a grocery store and walked in there and said, let's get you all something to eat? Let's find out what y'all kids like to eat. Have you? You let her do all this. Why haven't you done this? Have you taken them kids on a vacation? Because you traveling here, you going there, you meeting bitches, you going this, you doing this. Have you picked those kids up and took them to Disney World? Have you? No. You haven't. So all the shit you was complaining about your daddy didn't do for you, you doing the exact same shit to these kids. They don't deserve that. They don't deserve it. Everything you complain about that your daddy didn't do, but you doing the same thing, but you say you supporting them. Pick those kids up and take them down to Miami for a beach. Take them to Destin, Florida. Go grab your kids. Pick them up, take them someplace. Have those kids come stay in your nice apartment for a couple of weeks and see how you living. Why not? They're your kids. You complain about stuff that your daddy didn't do for you, and you have an opportunity to correct that stuff with your kids. I don't get it. I just don't get it, y'all. But again, I don't have no children, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'll take my nieces and nephews on trips. I felt bad, me and Earl traveling, going places and doing stuff. Once a year, I grab a couple of vans when you head down Orlando. Check into a beautiful hotel, all my nieces and nephews. Disneyland, I paid for everything. I didn't have to, but I wanted those kids to have something enjoyable in life. And we would go down to Disney World or to the beach or whatever. Take my sister's kids, and my sisters and we all have fun. They weren't my kids, but I paid for it. And I'm not bragging about it, nothing. I just want those kids to have some fun, enjoy the stuff that me and Earl, that my mother and father did for us. They took us places and we did things. There's no way on earth I would have children and they didn't have passports. We'd be out here traveling and going places and doing things. How you got a passport, you down in Dominican fucking all these hoes, you said, you done told me all the women that you done in Brazil, but your children here in America, they ain't been nowhere. Nowhere. You can't take them down to Miami or Destin or a trip to Houston or wherever. New Orleans, I love New Orleans. Take them down there. I don't know. Kids have different, but kids do like vacations too. And as I'm sitting there arguing with one of these cats, I've had this conversation with a lot of my friends who have these kids. They ain't take these kids nowhere. You haven't taken your child. She got them. She takes them places. I don't know. They went somewhere. You don't even know where they went. Did you give her money so that they could have a great vacation? Other than child support money. Did you give your baby's mama some money when she was taking them kids on vacation? Did you give her any money for hotel, food, accommodations, clothing, anything? Did you? No. But you mad at your father for what he did to you. And you mad at the whole wide world. But you're doing the same thing to these kids. And don't you think them kids are going to be mad too one day at you? Because all you did was pay child support. And you went there to discuss what they did at school that day. I should have gave them a hoop in the backyard with them like my father did. So I was grateful to have a father that was there and a mother. They were both there. My childhood was great when I look back on it. It was actually excellent. We didn't want for nothing. Or maybe some Calvin Klein jeans. That wasn't going to happen. Or everybody started getting expensive as Nike Air Jordans. I remember being in school looking at them Air Jordans and people feel like, wow, what is this? And I go to the store and look, oh, what this shit is We'll go back home like, well, how's this possible? I didn't get no Air Jordans until I was a grown adult, capable of buying them on my own. They didn't have none of that in high school. And I think Jordan, I was in Gary, Indiana when Jordans first came out. We didn't get none of that mess. Couldn't afford it. No. I have Jordans in my closet now, a whole bunch of them. I don't even wear them damn things. To me, Jordans ain't that comfortable. Like, we wear them to the gym and try to work out. I wear Jordans to the gym when I have leg day because they have a kind of flat shoe. But anyway, I think a lot of these guys are just repeating the stuff. It's a lot to unwrap in the black community when it comes to this type of stuff. It's just a lot of stuff that it's a lot of stuff that's going on that it just makes you wonder. But anyway, that was just what I was discussing with my friends. Some of my male friends. I have a male friend, something like that. And a lot of my friends have kids. And unfortunately, a lot of them are not raising these kids. Someone else from their baby mamas or ex-wives or whatever is raising these kids. And they're not as actively involved in their kids' lives as they should be. But they're so busy to call their own father deadbeat, why they don't want nothing to do with his ass. Then they turn around and do the same thing to their own children. The cycle just repeats itself, and it's sad. And it's disheartening. Because these are some good guys that I'm talking about. But they could be great guys if they get actively involved in their children's lives. Like I said, take them on vacations. Go hang out with them and go places and do things. There's no way I can have a child walk around on planet Earth and I'm not there actively involved daily in their lives. I couldn't do it. There's just no way. It's a mean, vicious world out here. And I would want my child to thrive and have great success. And ain't no way in hell I'm going to leave it up to some woman to do what I'm supposed to do. Make my child out to be have success. And I'm not saying black women can do that. Don't do that. They do. But there's certain men do need to be involved in their children's lives. Like I said, I don't have any children. So, but if I did, I would be involved in my children's lives. You better believe they would have everything they wanted. And I'd be there every day. Every day. Anyway, you know, I've seen these niggas treat their dogs better than their own kids. I've seen niggas put more money, invest more money into these cars and motorcycles than their own damn kids. It's sad. Anyway, today is Friday, March 19th. The year is 2021. We're still in the coronavirus pandemic. And I hope you all enjoyed this. Get out. This is going to be a cool day today. The wet temperature is kind of chilly here tonight. Well, in Atlanta's about 50-some degrees or something. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just check the temperatures. We had some warm days earlier this week, and it rained. And I believe today's going to, today's only 48 degrees today. It's 48 degrees. I almost turned on the heat on, but I got this warm coffee. But anyway, let me go back and get some more coffee. I'm out of here, you guys. I look forward to reading you all's comments. Today is Friday, March 19th, the year 2021. I'm out, and enjoy the rest of your day.